Okay, I think we're recording. Very nice. Hi, Karla, once more. It's beautiful to have you on board. My name is Kai Kristen. I'm the founder of the Lifestyle Design Convention. You guys probably have seen my face quite several times on that channel that you're just watching. And yeah, I with me today is Karla. Karla is gonna attend the convention, and I'm not really sure when I got first in touch. I think you sent me an email, Karla, right?
Yeah, I sent you an email probably a few weeks ago now.
Yeah. What did it say exactly?
I just told you that I really wanted to come to the convention
Yeah.
and that I was doing a GoFundMe. I asked you if I could help at the convention for like a cheaper rate,
Yeah.
which I've done at other conventions before. So I thought that'd be like something that I don't know could help. And then I think I sent you my blog and
Yeah.
um, and just wanted to tell you that it was no expectations, just really wanted to come and to like exhaust all my options and and seeing if I could get there.
Yeah, I loved the initiative because I think it was the only email of that kind I got where people were not just like asking for like a cheaper rate or something, but actually telling their story. And I just liked it so much I had to reply instantly with a video. I remember it was like shortly before I went to sleep, and I just loved it. I just love the spirit of your email. I thought it's really, really cool, and that's the reason why we do this little webinar, because I wanted to get a little bit I wanted to pick your brain what the motivations and stuff are, so people out there who maybe are still on the fence about like, yeah, should I come, should I not come, that like you maybe tell them a little bit about your motivation, and maybe me saying a tiny little bit about whether those expectations can be met in any way on that event or not. But I'm sure a lot of that stuff can be done. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Carl. Like, so you do fitness coaching, right? Because I stalked you a little bit on Facebook afterwards. I was like, who is this woman? And I looked up. So you do Zumba. Is that the right pronunciation, right?
Yeah, I teach Zoom, but I teach a lot of classes,
Mm-hmm.
and I do a lot of one-on-one training. I do corporate fitness too, so I do like a little mixture, and that's probably been for the last 3 years. I've done it independently, and so and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Sometimes I feel really like I'm just working and not really connected to anything creative. And so, yeah, but it's good. It's good stuff. But, I mean, if you've heard of Zumba, Zumba's fun. Teaching's really fun. But sometimes I feel really empty and I can't, I feel like my motivation's not as good as it would be if I wasn't, if I had a more mixed palette of stuff I was working on.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's partly why lifestyle design is really something that has been like coming up lately a lot. And so just as a way to like find a way to serve and then without being like exhausted and kind of like on this treadmill like of just going and going, and not really getting ahead and not really feeling like you're making an impact. So, or I don't feel like I'm making the impact I want to make. And I just feel like I've kind of been on this treadmill of exchanging time for money, and I like to kind of step out of that a little bit, and be able to just, feel. I guess I feel kind of emptied, and I know that you can't really serve if you feel like you're, exhausted and you're tired, because you don't have anything to give. So I guess trying to see if there's some more creative ways that I can. Do what I love and serve, but not feel like extremely tapped out, and feel more connected to like my larger like vision. So
That's
that's what
cool.
the lifestyle design conventions I think kind of about. Just being able to like hear from what is it like 7 different speakers,
It's
or
gonna
eight
be
different
9. Yeah.
speakers on a topic that that I think could change my life. And from people who are doing what I want to do, and have helped lots of other people do what I want to do. I just think that that opportunity is huge. And so knowing that I really want to go, I didn't want to keep on kind of like you know just I didn't want to dismiss it immediately. So that's how it started. Just saying, well, is there a way for me to go? And kind of just continuing to ask that question and look for opportunities. And then I just kind of started to get some ideas on how I could do that. And I don't know. I think that if there's something that you want to do, if you know you want to do it, and just like coming up with all these reasons why you can't do it, or at least like shutting it down, is kind of such a waste of recognizing like what you want to do. So I think you could kind of live your whole life like that, and I don't want to do that. I don't think anybody should do that. So, but yeah, so that's my main thing, just not wanting to keep on shutting down stuff that I know I really want to do, and I really wanted to do it when it came up.
Cool. I just thought of something. If you said before, like exchanging time for money, right? Or exchanging, and I think you at the convention you should really talk to Daniel Yordi. He's going to be not a speaker, but actually an attendee, and that's what I love about this convention is that like the people that come, you could all like take them and like put them right on the stage because they have so much to give as well, and he's exactly focusing on that topic, like how can you stop exchanging time for money. So that will be certainly something that will give you like an instant boost because it helped me. I met that guy and I was like shortly before a breakdown because I did so much work for this convention, and I felt similar like you felt, right? It's like you're always working, 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 working. That is like the one situation some other people have, that they're like just have their 9 to 5 and they feel like they can't be really creative. They don't feel like they have the space to like stop and think the big questions, right? Right? Like what do I exactly want to do? Like how could I serve better? Stuff like that. And I guess with a lot of speakers that we can serve you really well in attaining that. Do you already have like a picture or like a vision that something that you would like to attain within the next few years or maybe the next year?
Yeah, I do. So I teach a lot of stuff, and so I found a couple people who have like online fitness studios, kind of. So teaching, and it's easy for me to just to teach a class. It's so easy for me to teach a class, and so to be able to take that and then make it available online, or make it available to like people everywhere instead of just like the people right here, like online. So I have a YouTube channel. And so I did like a little test on some of the classes I teach a lot, some of the classes I like to teach, because I like to teach only the stuff I really want to teach, and to see if like people would like it, or be at least drawn to it. So an online like fitness studio would be perfect. Like combination online coaching, combination like online programs that you could do along with the classes. So I have like a little idea, yeah, and so I think I found a couple people who are doing it and have been successful doing it, I should say. So
Cool.
kind of there, and then speaking to, so can like fitness conventions, I go to those all the time, so speaking there, and then of course like reaching out to other instructors who might be like me, who want to just explore other avenues instead of just like being on that treadmill.
Yeah, absolutely. I found it so powerful. Like I neglected one part of like self growth or self development for a long time, and that was like creating a network of people that want more out of their lives as well. So that is a lot of times it's the problem, right? When you're like in your social circle and you experienced that when you got self-employed, like people were like, "Are you crazy? You maybe had a good job or whatever," and they're like, "You shouldn't do this. Like you have such a great job." So it is oftentimes it is good to have like-minded people around you. It's the most powerful catalyst for change. And we really put the convention in a way that it's really going to be a lot of networking opportunities as well. Because after that convention, right, you're going to be thrown out again in the real world with the same old people, kind of, right? So and you have to have some kind of network that you can get back to, and at some points check in. So we'll certainly like put some kind of an alumni group together where people can share and connect also after the event, because it would be useless if we just do, like, it wouldn't be useless, but much less value if we would just do like two days and then nothing else, right? So you will be just there and like, okay, I have now a first idea, and but what's coming now, right? So we try to figure out the way that that the long-term growth is certain. Another question for me would be, so you really wanted to go to that convention. Like, what is your basically, what I'm also interested in now, how did you get to know like this convention, or what was your first contact point?
Yeah. Um, and it's so funny that you just mentioned too about having like, like minds in your network or in your circle, because I think that's huge. It could be like the difference between, feeling like you should stay where you are or do more. But I was talking to my friend that actually, one of my friends, she's also an entrepreneur. She lives in Liverpool though. I met her online through an entrepreneur group. And I was talking to her about lifestyle design. As soon as I got off the phone with her, I started looking it up, and I saw that one of my favorite bloggers, Steve Pavlina, is going to be speaking at the Lifestyle Design Convention. I saw it there first, and then I went to the website to check it out. And I was like, man, that'd be so cool if I could go, right? And then the very next day, my friend emailed it to me. She's like, you should check out this webinar. It's just what we were talking about. And so then I got excited again. I'm like, oh, man. So I really need to at least kind of like make a space for it to happen if it can happen. But yeah, so I saw it a couple places. I saw it on my own, and then my friend sent it to me. So I think the webinars are really cool, because then at least people can kind of check out and see what it is they could get. So the webinars were helpful for me too.
Yes,
But
the Lifestyle Design Convention already started a few months ago, right? We just try to pump out as much value as we can. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. But she's like, you gotta get. There's gonna be some good speakers there. So, no, definitely. I saw it on my blogger's website, and then I also saw it from a friend that sent it to me. But um, once I saw it, I kind of was like, man, I really need to. I really want to go. So, but
Cool.
yeah, the webinars are really cool.
I would have like one last question for you. Like, if you think of those 2 days, what is your goal? Like, what would you like to be able to say after those 2 days?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'd like to be able to say that I got some really good ideas that I can incorporate right away, that I can use with some of my friends that are kind of also like on the hamster wheel, like some things that we could do maybe together, some things that that I feel really empowered in, like taking um, some steps in the direction of where I want to go. Um, and feeling really inspired, and feel like I made some connections that would be helpful, like long term, or at least going away, like feeling like I made some connections with people who are doing similar stuff, or at least doing what I want to do.
So a concrete action plan, kind of, on the one hand, like where you already know, first of all, where do you go, and like what would the steps be? Do I understand you correctly on that?
Well, I mean, I don't have to have a complete action plan. I feel like
Yeah.
if I could walk away with some some things that I could do immediately that would maybe like automatically start to like get me on the right path. Like so, like with membership sites. So ultimately, I'd have a membership site, like would be my main way of like being free from like having my time free. If I could have a membership site, so I know there are some ways to do that. So I know a couple people are already doing that. If I can also maybe get some more ideas on how to market that, how to grow that, how to like really like care for that, and then I don't know, there may be some things that I don't already know about, or some things that I'm not aware of that could be good strategies for me, because working in the fitness industry, like everything I do is always connected with time and money. And usually I'm working on everybody else's schedule, like when everybody else wants to exercise, when everybody else wants to or has time to like think about their fitness needs. And so if I can figure out some ways to leverage my experience and my expertise without having to always like give up my time, there may be some ideas that I haven't ever thought of or I haven't encountered yet. That I may be able to act on pretty quickly. So, like when I go to a fitness convention, I'm looking for stuff that I can use right away. So if there's some things I can use right away, that's really a big motivator, and it's really inspiring for me too. So, hoping that there's some things that I can walk away and do immediately, and maybe I don't see the results right away, but at least it's something that that just puts me closer and kind of gives me a little bit of an inside edge of just achieving like my bigger vision.
Yeah, that's what something that I realize more and more, like that the demand is there also to, like, first step is to know what you want to do. You kind of know that already, right? Then the
Yeah.
next thing is like, okay, how do I make money with it? You already also make kind of money with it, and then the next step is like, how do I leverage that? How do I not exchange time for money? And a very important point is marketing. And I just thought to myself while you were saying it that it's very good that we have Michael Austin on board, and I will probably tell him also to like talk to you about the marketing part, because he's not only a life coach, he's also a marketing expert. And so we can maybe connect those two, because what I felt for me is the one thing is always to know what your passion is and to follow through, but you also need to be able to communicate it with a lot of people. And I guess that's something that we're going to focus on convention too. That's very important too. Yeah, cool. Just like the last thing, like what was the moment when you decide, or how did you get the idea? Because you made a little fundraiser, right, for yourself. How did you get that idea?
You mean the party that we did, the little sparkle party?
So you did a party?
We did a part. Yeah, we did. So I got together with some of my my fitness instructor friends, and we
Yeah.
did a 90-minute like fundraiser. And so like people, might want to start on their New Year's resolutions early, right, or burn off some like Christmas
Yeah.
calories. So we did a little fundraiser together at my friend's studio, which was really cool. It's really fun too. It just was like a fun idea. Is that what you meant? Is that what you were asking?
I was. You had the GoFundMe campaign, right?
I did. How to GoFundMe. I did the GoFundMe. That was an idea that came from one of my friends. Um, and when she first told me, I was like, oh man, that's a good idea. But it's so uncomfortable to ask for money to like say, hey, I want money to go to do this. Um, and so, yeah, it was a good idea because it was such kind of a big goal. And at the time when I found out about the lifestyle design convention, I hadn't been planning on it, and like it was such an easy way to say I can't do it because I don't have the money. So and I have to also say that like if I know I really want to go, but so I didn't want like something like that to just be the only reason I couldn't go. So I just was like, hey, well, why not? Why not at least see if that's something that would help to like fill that gap of like wanting to go and not really having the resources, and then being able to go. And I saw a really good TEDx like 2 days later, and it was from Tony Robbins. You posted a couple good TEDx too on the Facebook page, and I saw that one, and it was like for me, it was making a decision of like saying you don't have the resources or being resourceful. So the GoFundMe was me trying to be resourceful and seeing if there's a way for me to be able to go. And I think that man, it was really hard to do that, but I'm glad I did it, and I don't know, kind of was an interesting experience. The people who donate are not necessarily people you think would donate, and the people who step out to help you are not always like the people you would guess that would. So it's been a really cool experience. I'll just say that, and it's been transformative because like for me to come out and say, hey, I need money to go to this convention, and you don't know if people will understand, because most people are kind of like just doing their own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
but it's been really cool to have people like say, want to support, like really want to support me, and really want to see me go and really want to see me succeed. That's been really cool. Um,
Amazing. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool to like to do a project of any kind and like start asking for help as well, because we forget that sometimes. Because what you do when you reach out for help, you actually give somebody else a chance to be beautiful and help. And that is actually, if you think about it like that, it is a gift. And I've seen it in a lot of situations with my project where people were so happy to help. Like, and I felt kind of bad that I couldn't pay them because it's the first convention, and we will even out now. I'm happy about that. And at the same time, it's sometimes it's hard to ask services of people, even though you don't have the money to pay them. But if you see how happy they are in the end, it's kind of a win-win still. So you give them a chance to give, and I think that's really important too sometimes. As long as you come from a frame of serving at the same time, I feel it's really a cool thing. Yeah. If people want to get in touch with you, Karla, what would be a great way if they say, like, where are you located? Can you tell that to the people?
Yeah, I'm in the U.S. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, which is the southeast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like a couple hours from D.C., which is like most people know where that, or kind of have an idea where that is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You,
um,
you mentioned the YouTube channel before, right? Can you tell people like, or you know what? We'll just put the link in the description. That's probably the easiest way, so they can see your stuff and the projects that you're working on at the moment.
yeah, yeah,
If
cool.
that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sure,
Okay.
that's good. They'll see that I put the GoFundMe video out there too.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, I've seen that. It was really inspirational, like the positive vibe you gave. I just wanted to thank you for that. That was really, really cool. I like that a lot.
Um,
Yeah.
I was very uncomfortable doing that video.
Yeah, you said that, but I couldn't see it, so it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Um, if people out there wanna also like maybe buy a ticket or think about attending the convention, you can do that on www.lifestyle2015.com. And yeah, it would be amazing to see you there in person too. And I'm looking forward especially to see you, Karla, also in person. Will you arrive on what date will you arrive? Do you know that already?
Yeah, I'll get there like really early on Friday morning, the day before it
Okay,
starts.
cool, nice, perfect. Karla, thank you so much for taking the time. I will press here on the stop recording button, and yeah,